Coming up on City Spotlight, it's the Season 11 season finale of City Spotlight as we talk education in two communities. First, we're back in Mattoon to talk the latest with Mattoon Schools. We'll talk with Mattoon Schools Superintendent Tim Condron and new Assistant Superintendent of Mattoon Schools, Chad Arnold. Tim and Chad will talk about recent administrative changes with Mattoon Schools, also the latest facility changes with Mattoon Schools, and a look ahead to the new school year for Mattoon Schools. Then we head up the road to Sullivan and talk Sullivan Schools for a second time in Season 11 as Dr. Ted Walk, Superintendent of Sullivan Schools, tells us all about and shows us with a walkthrough about the brand new Sullivan High School. We're talking education here in the season finale of Season 11 of City Spotlight in the communities of Mattoon and Sullivan. Next on City Spotlight. And hello and welcome to another edition of City Spotlight. As you can see, we are on location. It's the season finale of Season 11, and we're talking all things education in two communities. And we're going to start things off back in a familiar spot, Mattoon, in the Mattoon Schools Administration Building as we tape here on August 7th, 2025. I have two gentlemen to my left. First of all, we welcome back to the program Tim Condron, Superintendent of Mattoon Schools. Tim, always a pleasure.
Good to see you, Ramin. Thank you.
Great to see you again, sir. And welcoming to the program the first time, the new Assistant Superintendent of Mattoon Schools, Chad Arnold. Chad, it's a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you.
Again, great to be back here in Mattoon as we tape here right before the start of the new school year. You'll be seeing this at home for the first time after the school year has started in Mattoon. We'll talk about that here in just a bit. But we have a new person on the program. Chad, tell us about yourself, please.
Well, I have been a longtime employee of Mattoon Schools. Joined the team back in 2002. Started as a teacher at Mattoon Middle School and was an assistant principal there, as well as Williams Elementary for 1 year, and then have most recently been Riddle principal and then middle school principal here these last few years. So excited to join the administrative team up here and continue to serve our families.
Natural progression, Chad, as I've learned on this program. You said about 20 years, if my math is correct, a little over 20 years in Mattoon Schools. Natural progression up from a teacher, principal. What of those previous positions helped you to this new point you're at here as assistant superintendent?
I really think relationships are at the core. It's at the core of what we do, and now seeing generations of students coming up and having a chance to work with them. So I have a lot of families in town that I had in classroom when I was a teacher. So relationships are really at that core. That's where it all starts.
Absolutely. Thank you for the background on yourself. And Tim, let's piggyback right off that. It's an administrative change. He moves up to assistant superintendent at the end of May, right after the school year was done. We had an announcement of 3 administrative changes, and I saw his face before we started taping this morning. A familiar guest here on City Spotlight. The new interim director at LIFT is Todd Butler, formerly of Cumberland Schools. Tim, what's that like to bring in an experienced educator like Todd to your program?
Yeah, we're really excited, and it's great to be able to have someone who has that experience, who has the background of working with students, but to be quite frank, has those relationships and networks within the business community, industry community as well, that LIFT supports. And it's an opportunity for us to look at things through a different lens. We were fortunate and blessed to have McLean Schaefer lead that building for the first 3 years that it came off the ground. And McLean has been fortunate enough to move into another position, still stay in our community and support LIFT in other ways. And we're grateful for him and his time to be able to get us to this point, and grateful for Todd's leadership to be able to come in and take that to the next level.
You name dropped McLean. Had a feature opportunity we taped at LIFT recently here on City Spotlight. What a great facility. It was great to be able to be on the inside and
see all the wonderful things you have going on in there. You have one other administrative position filled, a new principal at Mattoon Middle School.
We do. So Chad's departure, so I guess to take that a step back, in May, our former assistant superintendent, Christy Hild, who you and I have interviewed with in the past, great leader, great community member, great mom to not only her kids but kids throughout the district. She also has taken some employment still within education, but more in the private sector, and feel very grateful to have had her experience and leadership in our district for so many years. So that departure then opened up that assistant superintendent position in which Chad filled. So then it left that middle school principalship vacant. But we also have an experienced leader that has been in all of our buildings, both of our elementary buildings and our high school prior to coming to the middle school as an assistant principal, and that is Tara Stewart. So we've got a lot of historical knowledge from the district perspective, as Chad alluded to, the relationship piece, which is so vital in education to connect with families. And, Tara has all of those things, and she's a great instructional leader, and we look forward to seeing where she takes the middle school.
Last question on the new administrative positions filled. Just a couple of months between school years, these new positions, them getting acclimated. Talk about that transition for them, getting used to their new positions here quickly.
Yeah, I'll let Chad kind of speak to that, because it's kind of like, Chad is helping Tara move into that role and transition to that. Christy in turn is also helping Chad kind of learn the role of the assistant superintendent. But Chad, do you want to share a little bit about your
Give us some insight on changing positions. And you only have briefly a couple minutes. You're kind of doing this on the fly, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it is unique. It is unique in any transition. There are a lot of different components to it. Sometimes you'll run into a question that you need to reach out to someone who's done it before, and at the same time being there for your colleagues to assist them in the way up. The great part about our administrative team is we have that same relational partnerships that exist, and so we're constantly leaning on each other anyway. And so I think that it's just a natural opportunity that we have to help each other as we some of us hit some of those transitional moments in our career.
All right, very good. Let's move on to your buildings. Tim, it's been a little while since we taped with you. One of the most notable things since the last time we taped with Tim, the Mattoon High School gym redone. Saw it in person in the basketball game. Very, very nicely done. What newer things can we look forward to having been completed as you start on a new school year?
Sure. So yeah, we wrapped up the gym renovation, I guess last probably October was when we really had finally put all the pieces together. We're able to have students in there when school started last year in August, but really fortunate that we're able to provide such a great space for both our community as well as our students. So that was a big undertaking, over the course of about 18 months to be able to do that. But
and obviously a lot of sports activities.
Sure.
A lot of people see it right up front.
So you're exactly right, Ramin. Not only is it from a community lens a high profile area, but from a classroom lens, we host a lot of assemblies in there. Obviously our PE classes are housed in there. We do a lot of job fairs, that sort of thing in there as well. So it is a great opportunity for that place to be upgraded and renovated, and with the blessing of the board to be able to invest in that. We also are doing some of those other projects around the district this summer, and it's a quick 2 months, right? When we're out in June and July and we're trying to tie things up. So we've got some elementary playgrounds that are being updated. Both of our elementary buildings opened in 2003, and we have kindergarten playgrounds that are going in and being installed. And again, it's been kind of a quick turnaround, but those are hopefully going to be ready here after the first week of school is in session. So those have been two big projects. At Lift, we've added a smaller playground for our littles over there. So it's been nice to be able to update those environments for those kids.
All right, very good. Talking facilities, and let's talk about the new school year. Again, we're taping here August 7th. School year is about to start. We're airing this episode after the school year starts. So Tim, when is the first day we can see Mattoon students back in action?
The first day with students will be Tuesday, August 12th. So we'll see all of our 1st through 12th grade students, and then the next day on Wednesday the 13th, we'll see our kindergarten students join us. So it's exciting. It's an exciting time. We've got a Riddle parade, a welcome parade that's going to be 8 o'clock on that Tuesday morning. We start back with staff first thing on Monday the 11th, and I think there's some excitement about getting the school year started.
And I'm going to ask a homework question to both of you guys. What does the start of a new school year mean to you? We'll start with Chad.
Start of the new school year just simply means new continued opportunities for our kids and families. We like to approach the continuation of learning throughout, but at the same time recognize that the fresh year is an opportunity for a new start. And like Tim just alluded to, there's an excitement that's built around the beginning of every school year from staff and students and families alike. So really having that opportunity to continue where we left off, but also have that opportunity for a fresh start is really exciting.
Tim, thank you very much, Chad. You may have already started talking about what the new school year kind of, how the excitement, but from a superintendent standpoint, what does that mean to you to have a new school year upon you?
Yeah, it's a great way for us to get back and engage. I think, kids come back and, different routines start to set in as families have had, these 2.5 months of kind of those new routines. But we are excited, and I would be remiss to not say that our staff have been working all summer long and trying to prepare their classrooms, prepare their lessons, to prepare welcoming students and families back into the building. And we feel very fortunate to be in this community and to serve this community, in a way that we hope will extend to the future leaders of this community.
And I leave an open question here. Anything else either one of you want to share with us here as Mattoon Schools starts a new school year 25-26? Chad, your thoughts moving forward on Mattoon Schools. What else excites you about the new school year or moving forward?
I just think, this is it's an exciting time of year. August is always an exciting time of year. Seasons come and seasons go, but beginning of the school year is always incredibly exciting. To be able to bring the community together through different activities between athletics and the arts and so forth. It's there's just a new breath that comes about in the community whenever the school year starts, and so I think being able to see that unity is really exciting, and it's something we look forward to every year.
Thank you very much. Glad to have you on first time, Chad. Tim, give you the final word. What else are you excited about with this new school year or things going on in the school district?
I think, this has probably been one of the best summers, just that we've had as a school district. I think I've talked to many staff members, over the summer, and they've shared it's been nice to be able to relax, but also their excitement to get back. And we've experienced some difficult times over the last 5 to 6 years, right. And to be able to continue to give back, and I would encourage families to reach out to us if there's things that we can do better, if there's things that we can improve upon. We're always willing, we're accessible, always willing to look at ways that we can help for their child's growth.
Very good. We're back here in Mattoon, talking Mattoon Schools at the start of a new school year. Chad Arnold, Tim Condron, gentlemen, great to have you both on. Thank you for the insight, and best of luck on the new school year.
Thank you, Ramin. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. And coming up next here on City Spotlight, we'll change locations, go up the road to Sullivan, and take an inside look at the brand new Sullivan High School. But first, let's take a look at some of the upcoming activities going on in the communities of Mattoon and Sullivan.
And we're back here on City Spotlight, this 2-community episode to end season 11, all education. We've traveled from Mattoon back to Sullivan, as promised, here in season 11. 6 months ago, we were taping here with Ted Walk, Superintendent of Sullivan Schools, and we promised to check out the new Sullivan High School. Ted, your new building, it's here.
We are here. We are in day 3 of students. So we're still the first day jitters a little bit going on. We were able to get partial occupancy this week, so all the classrooms are usable. Still working on some gym stuff and a couple unit office things. As you can see, there's still some construction going on, but we are able to be in there and learn, and our kids and teachers are really excited.
We are going to leave the mics on. Ted's going to give us one of those fun walking tours that we've done here on City Spotlight. We're taping here on August 15th, so schools all around the area have started. I would normally ask you about the whole school district, but the focus is going to be on this building. It is mostly complete.
Sure.
We're going to get the walking tour. So early reception from your staff and students is what?
Is extremely positive. Every year, the first day of school has got a lot of difficulties, a lot of transitions, a lot of new freshmen coming in and different processes and procedures. This year, with all the changes, every classroom is new. We're learning where to go, but our kids have been absolutely resilient. Our kids have been excited. Community reaction has been extremely positive. We are really excited, and later on, when we have our open house, we're really looking forward to really showing it off to our community.
Just a couple more questions before we let Ted walk us through the building. Again, some of it is finished, some of it is not, but what percent would you say is finished?
Classroom portions, everything but the locker rooms are essentially finished. So apart from PE classes, you are where you need to be. So as far as total percentage completion of the building, the gym, we actually will probably have occupancy of here in a couple weeks.
Great.
We're hoping to have our first home volleyball game in our new space.
Hey,
so,
all right. And you have a grand opening for the public in September. When is that?
Yeah, September 27th, Saturday, 10 to noon. Anyone's welcome to come in. We'll have several administrators and people here to give people guided tours. You take a self-guided tour.
To get to this point, from conception to almost completed, that means what to you?
It means a lot to everyone. Anytime you get a new building, that is a fantastic event. In order to keep ourselves in this campus, we essentially had to go cram down into 2 buildings.
Yes.
Our media center was 4 classrooms. Some teachers didn't have a permanent home. They were kind of rotating, several shared spaces. We moved some different grades around. So it's not just a new building, it is back to a normal way of life. All of our middle schoolers are in the middle school building all day. That's a good way to do things. Our high schools are all over here all day. We don't have to switch back and forth. So not only is it a new building, but after having 2 years of a lot of transition, having homes feels really, really good.
We're ending season 11 here in grand style. An opening of a new building is a pretty good way, I would think, to end it. 10 years ago, we were at the brand new Paris High School, and what a ginormous. I know that's a fun, big word, but what a monstrous thing this is for the community.
Absolutely. Our community, again, we passed the referendum. It was 2022 when we passed the referendum, so we are over 3 years out. That was June of 22, and we are excited that we had the community support to do this, and I'm excited to show off what the hard work of this results in. So.
Okay, last question before we let Ted do a walking tour. So when you get those first plans and you see what it could be, now that you see mostly what is complete, is there something in this building that you have seen from start to finish that maybe exceeded what it looked like on plans?
That's a great question. So the biggest piece is when we first started this entire process, what we envisioned doing with what we ended up doing changed so much.
Sure.
So as far as what specific spaces, everything. I look at the hallways. I look at different. The FCS classroom, the show choir room, the science labs are a real treat, and then just our regular classrooms just look fantastic. So it's hard to point out one thing, but I'm blown away by the overall project and what this is going to be for our students.
Well, we're very excited to be here. Glad you could come on a second time. And the walking tour we're going to have here in this segment will end season 11 of City Spotlight. So we left one of the best things of the season for last. So Ted, we're going to keep you mic'd up and let's check out the brand new Sullivan High School.
So when you come in for main events for things like the gymnasium or other events we're hosting, these will be the entryway. The unit office is right off of here.
Okay.
We start off, we have one of the outlays is just a map of our Sullivan community. You can see a good portion of Lake
That is
Shelbyville
so cool, yes.
sitting there in the Sullivan community.
I've seen that a few times. Mm-hmm. Nice logo right when you enter.
Uh-huh.
There you go. All right.
We'll have a computer lab right off here. We specifically put that by the entrance. We have things like the National Guard or some other groups will sometimes use it so they can come right in, get access to it right away. The unit meeting room, they're still putting a few things in there, but that's getting very close as well.
Gigantic stairs here.
So this portion right here is kind of a central hub. You can go this direction and it connects to the middle school.
Very good.
You can go up here to get upstairs access to the gym. Our concessions will be here, and some gym entry doors are here. we can.
So again, talk to our audience again about you still have the old gym.
Sure.
And you have the new gym. So what's like attendance size? How much bigger is it?
So this is, it can hold almost twice as many as our previous gym could. So
Wow.
our previous gym, so our high school gym will become our middle school gym, as many of our middle school students have moved their classes over there.
Okay.
And we're still doing some work here. We can pop in, and we can also
sure.
see this. Well, actually, we'll pop in a second here.
It's all right.
We'll see this from upstairs.
Sure. So they're finishing the floor right now?
Floor is all done. They're actually working on bleachers.
Bleachers, great.
Bleachers is the last thing. Bleachers and locker
All right,
rooms.
we'll catch it on from a different perspective.
Sure.
Nice, long, beautiful hallway.
Absolutely. So this is still the portion that is still being done. In the second here, we're going to cross over to the main classroom areas and see all the classrooms.
Okay.
Over here is an FCS room. I will pop in just for a second here and watch some of the labs.
Technology. This is where our software developers, cybersecurity analysis, law, public safety, corrections, security, examples all come in as our police officers.
So one of the things that we did with this, and we saw another school where their FCS had run a lot of programs during the extracurricular activities. So actually we're going to step backwards just a second.
No problem.
And we actually have just a rolled window, so if they make meals or spaghetti suppers or desserts and things.
Okay.
So we have our concession stand there. We can also roll up and serve some food out of that as well.
Because obviously that's right near the gym.
That's right by the gym, the main entrance area. So then right here, so we have a very thriving show choir program.
Oh, right.
And this is going to be the show choir rooms. We specifically put it straight across the hall from the gymnasium. So when we have a singer's invitational, a show choir invitational, students can warm up in the choir room and walk
straight
right
across,
here onto
yep.
where the stage will be. So
Beautiful.
we will pop in here briefly.
All right. Okay. And we see the things
So-
for acoustics and everything.
So we have several acoustical treatments here. We also have several that I'll show you when we get to the gymnasium. We have cubbies for our students to put their things in. We have the full-length mirrors for the students to practice against. But this was a room that we specifically designed due to our show choir program. And we have, again, several different pieces about this where our previous show choir room was an old cafeteria area with 8-foot ceilings. Here we have the ability to get some risers in and do some different things as well.
Wow. Game changer. Okay.
Again, outside main event areas, we have bathroom spaces. We won't go in there, but they look pretty sharp, I gotta say.
Awesome.
And an elevator here. We're
Hey,
a
that's a
two-story
game
building,
changer
so
too.
we need to make sure we have accessibility to both floors. There's obviously the stairs by the main stairwell. There's
Right.
also a set of stairs over here. We'll pop into the weight room.
Sure.
The weight room is also able to serve as a storm shelter. It's still being done. This is one of the areas that's not quite complete, but we're getting very close. We specifically have the space designed so in the event of things like a tornado or an emergency, our student population can fit in a combination of here, or our student population could fit in the locker rooms, which are on the other side. We won't check it like that, but we do have a bathroom in here and things like that. So if you did have to spend extended time in here in an emergency situation, you have that ability. But so let's go out to the high school front where we come in and take it from that angle.
All right. So another parking area here.
So
This is off of McGill.
So this is off of McGill. This will be the high school parking lot and the high school entrance. Not what we use primarily for academic and school functions, not really for events, but we'd come in from this general area. We were able to add a lot of new parking spaces, which is one of the things that anytime you go to a school district, you'd be surprised at how important it is to make sure you can get parked and get close and make sure you can get your kids picked up on things in the best manner possible. But we have another, some flooring decorations. Now we're getting to the point that's actually ready to go and really ready to go.
Multicolored lockers.
Our classroom portion will be over here. From this angle right here, as you come in the main door, you can go right toward the gymnasium and unit office. You can also go straight through to our cafeteria that's in our existing building.
Great.
And then obviously, we have 7 classrooms down here.
7, okay.
And we have some additional classrooms and labs upstairs. So these are all math, science, and math and English, and there's a special education classroom. We'll see if there's one that is maybe someone on their prep period, and we can maybe get a better look.
It's just cool to see some new stuff.
Mrs. Wade, can we come in for a minute? So we're with EIU Broadcasting, and we're checking out the new high school building. So the desks, they're set where they can be arranged in obviously a group of 3, groups of 4, groups of 5. They can also be standard like you would normally see them, but it allows different flexibility and options for our students. Wow. Mrs. Wade has her room very nicely decorated, so it's a good one to show off, I guess.
Appreciate it.
So we're up here on the second floor again, several classrooms. We have several science spaces. We'll get into science lab here in just a sec. We'll sneak in through the back door. We have multiple classrooms going on here. We'll actually poke in here and look at one of the science labs. We have two that are essentially identical, just flipped. A lot of cabinetry, a lot of lab areas. Still getting a few things unpacked. The science labs were some of the last ones to be finished, so we still have some science materials that we moved in from the old building that we're getting put away, but we're on day 3. I'm sure by the time first and second week start to end, we'll be in really good shape. We have chemical storage in a storeroom back here that is actually between the two labs, so you can actually look across and see the second science lab. We've always had really, I would say, state-of-the-art and nice science labs, especially so when we had them in our old building, we thought, we can't have worse ones, so we did invest quite a bit in making sure our science labs were able to do the things we do. Our AP chemistry and biology scores are typically quite high, and we're pretty proud of them, so it's nice to have that space.
And now, remind our
Yes.
audience, the previous high school setting, it was all one floor?
So the previous high school is still there. We basically knocked down the middle school.
But I can't
moved
remember.
the middle school to the high. So the previous building that was here was 3 stories.
Okay, 3, okay.
3 stories, but it was set up, I believe 1916 was when it was built, and so it was not particularly conducive. It was a little convoluted in
So now
several
this
spaces.
new high school is 2.
So this new high school is a 2-story building. Mr. Huber's room looks mostly empty. We'll pop in here. We've got a couple students working on. What are we working on, guys?
Right now we are.
Digitizing yearbook stuff, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
I put you guys on the spot. What do you think of this new building?
It's really nice. It's really modern. I like it. Everything's new and really different than what we're used to. You want to say anything?
All right. Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
So the other thing too, from here on so we can get in many classes on the second floor. The second floor has a lot of large windows, so we actually see here across to some of the football field area and some of those things as well. But don't forget to get in here. Obviously, this is the area that we don't have occupancy of yet. We're hoping to have occupancy of it by our first volleyball game, but despite what it looks like, we're actually quite close. Bleachers are really, the flooring is all done, so they have the flooring covered while they're doing the last finishing touches on some different areas. You can notice a lot of the acoustical treatments up here. Again, still a few more need to be put up, but when we host a show choir invitation, those will help to get better sound quality.
A lot of scoreboards, so you're not having a good excuse to not know what the
Scoreboard
score
there,
is.
scoreboard there, scoreboard there. There's also a video board on this end as well. So we have a lot of different options. There's a batting cage, so the bleachers can push in. Batting cage goes from there because we need a place for our softball and baseball to have some areas. So a lot of different things. Whenever we are able to have our open house and see this space, this will look really nice, and this will be a great piece for our community to see and be a part of. So we're excited about our athletes getting to play in here.
I'm sure the visiting teams will be too. Nice new venue.
I think they will.
What else can you say about this new building?
The biggest piece is students are here. The biggest piece is we are doing this because we want a good education for all of our kids. We want a place that they are conducive to learning and they are proud to be in. And we feel like this has the space we need. It was able to address several of the ideas the community had to put in place, and we are just really excited that the building that was standing here lasted for over 100 years, and we are hoping that in 100 years we are using this building in all the ways that it can be done. So we are just very glad that we've had great facilities and we've been able to maintain them, and we look forward to having a new space that we can maintain and share with generations in the future.